What's up guys, this is Shana and today we're going to check out AraTre Residences in Ara Damansara. Let's go! So guys, we are back here in Ara Damansara to check out a brand new handover project right behind, right? But we are now standing in Dana 1, which is this commercial area that has been around for very long, and you can really see there are a lot of empty land being cleared around this site. So you can also see there's the Rapid brand new headquarters. I don't know whether it's headquarters or building right opposite this. Very exciting. A lot of things are happening right after the erection of the brand new LRT. So that has bring a lot of life into this location, especially when it's walking distance away. But now in Dana Square itself, you can see that there's a lot of offices, but not much activities that's going on right now. So we are now in the main road that heads into Dana 1, and this is Urbana that we have reviewed before. This is an office tower. Inside there's several MNC offices here, and we are now in one of the main road, and with this road you can actually go out directly heading to the main highway that comes into Ara Damansara. And there's a hidden road that a lot of people are not sure if, unless you're local there's an internal road that goes internally connecting to PJ itself, but you will come out via a turn after Paradigm Mall. Then there's a small bridge that you need to go through, pretty eerie, and during congestion time, right, the jam is pretty bad because it's only a single lane. But at the back here, you are connected to several malls already. So we have Evolve Mall, walking distance. We have Citta Mall, walking distance, arguably. And this is the mosque. I think back then when we were reviewing Urbana, this has already been the main topic. So coming off from the back way from PJ, the small road, right, this will be the first turn in. Right after the traffic light, there will be the junction into the project itself. But once you come in here, as a pedestrian, it's not very good in terms of wayfinding. But in terms of car, the visitor will straight away go up. Then this will be for the residents going in. And there will be 3 bays of EV charging. And after that turn, then this will be the main drop off and entrance. So you have some canopy that is transparent. It's not going to shade rain. It only gives you shade. But right opposite, you can see there's a lot of things going on right across the river. So you have Complex Rapid Rail Subang. This will be the main corporate office for them, I think. So from the entrance, you will have textures like this for the main road. Then you will have pebbles at the side. You will have slits of columns to give you that texture. And from here, you can see a lot of textures, which is nice. The shrubs, the ceiling, the flooring, and there's a ramp into the main waiting lounge, and the furniture is cool. So in total, there are 3 towers, Block A, B and C, and Block B and C are sharing this leaf core that consists of 6 leaves altogether. And then when you come out here, there will be a separate wing all the way. And Tower A here seems to have a premium where they have their own private leaf lobby here that consists of 3 leaves, but it's still all connected. So that's good in a way where in case anything breaks down in between them, they get to share this. But if you look at the corridors here, it's pretty long. But the feeling after you come out from the leaf lobby, it's pretty open because you have all the voids here. But just that there are units like this, they are pretty weird, the diagonal ones, right? You can see that the developer really want to max out everything. Coming out from the leaf, this is 2.6 meters, the height is 2.9, and they use sensors for lighting for better energy efficiency. Then from the lift lobby, walking out to Tower C, the corridor and experience is very delightful because of the ventilation and openness that you get right after the lift. So coming up from the lift, right, this space here has a width of 4 meters open. So certainly for units of such, right, the common areas for them become so wide, but in this sense the level of privacy is not as good because this will be high traffic, in other words, as this is the kebok sampah, the refuse room. So you have the ramp, you will have tong sampah, you will have vent blocks for natural ventilation, pipings. Nice. So Tower C has around 11 to 12 units. Tower B has 11 to 12 units. So I'm not too sure how you want to categorize these units as, like 24 divided by 6, or you include Tower A all together, divide by the total number of lifts. I'm not too sure. And I really like the ramps throughout all the transition spaces. Like when you move things, this is very helpful. So going into the standard corridor, the width is 1.97, the height is 2.7. Very comfortable, especially when you have voids at the edge, right? So voids like this throughout the whole floor layout. And this will be the unit that we're going to check out today. So going in, you will have a step up from the corridor. Then you will have a very nice foyer here with a width of 2.2 meters. That's luxurious. And then you have this little nook here. If you were to put a cabinet space here, then you will actually just blur this out. Anyway, let's go into the unit. Anyway, this will be the unit that we're going to check out today, type 2, which is like B1/B2. Most likely these are like the mirror units lah. In total 797 square feet, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. And when you come into the unit, then you will have the dining space attached to the kitchen already. Then at the front, you'll be the living attached to the balcony. Then 2 bedrooms here, 1 without bathroom, 1 with an ensuite bathroom. Then you will have the yard space next to it. Then you have a common bathroom at the edge. And that's about it, pretty direct. So coming in through the door, this is a 1.07 meters clearance door. And straight away when you come in, you will have this very nice open space. Dining, living, balcony, then kitchen at the side. Just that the layout for the kitchen is different. You could have done it a different way in accordance to the drawing. Maybe the island put here, but yeah, it's all about budget and preferences. So from the edge of the kitchen to the partition wall, right, is 5.08 meters. Very wide. Anyway, this will be the kitchen space, and it's separated in a very weird way. Of course, this is not the original layout that was designed to be, but because on this side, you have the door for the toilet. On this side, you have the door for the yard space. So suddenly your kitchen, right, becomes very awkward because it's actually separated and controlled by the position of the doors. Anyway, this, I think it's afterthought. It comes empty, if not mistaken. So these are added on. 2 burners by Firenze, hood and hob, top and bottom cabinets with a basin here. Then you have a window on this side connected to the yard. Then here you have extra workspace with the position of the fridge as well. So if you were to design this separately, maybe this can be an L shape, then it will be a very nicely presented one. Then here somewhat can be the breakfast counter. Yeah, but as this is for rental purposes. Going out to the yard space, this is then pretty tight, right? After you put in the washer. Yeah, but the surfaces is all spray painted. The texture is a little bit more coarse, so it looks a bit more scary actually. I don't understand why you need such a coarse one, but anyway, this connects to the void for ventilation if you want to. But if you want to use this as an extension for your wet cooking, also possible. But you need to figure out where to put this guy lah. But one thing here is they provide all plaster ceiling to cover up all the utility piping, so that is very tidy, along with the rest of the space outside. So all these are provided with, and it just gives the whole unit a very uniform, a very clean ceiling profile. But the ceiling height then is compromised, is 2.7. I think the original floor to ceiling height is 2.8, but they dropped a little bit. Anyway, this will be the dining space, and for this leasehold property, now if you look into the property portal, it's around 500,000 to 600,000, depending on which floor, depending on which arrangement as well. Because this floor layout, right, is like a fork. There's 3 blocks all together, sharing 2 cores in the center, right? The problem of such arrangement will then be the distance between blocks. If you pick units closer to the core, then you will have distance that's very close with each other from unit to unit, right? But if you have the end, you pick the end units at the edge of the towers, then you will have better width. So this is what I'm trying to say, okay? Because we are now in one of the units closer to the core, it's pretty close from unit to unit, right? Let's open up this. Yeah, so from unit to unit, it's very, very close. But if you pick units at the edge of the tower, then you will have a very nice distance between. Anyway, for the balcony size, it's very nice, 3.2 length by width of 1 meter, and you will have steel handrails attached on a curb. Okay, so this will be the views that you get, and this will be Dana 1 already, the commercial area. We were just now standing over here, and that will be the main road. And here you can already feel the intensity of the noise from the highway already. This is so far away, but yet you can still hear when they say noise that actually does travel up. I think it's true. So for the longest time, Ara Damansara has been left in cold storage. No development has taken place for a very, very long time until recently. So when the new LRT extension plan was announced, suddenly it cuts through a lot of places within Ara Damansara, and now we can really see a lot of brand new projects all taking place in Ara Damansara. This side has always been like the hideous side of Ara Damansara, the not so favorable one. That's why if you look into the commercial area, nothing much has taken place. Even the refurbished Evolve Mall, it's like that long. And we pass by Dana 1 commercial areas, it's also like that long. Anyway, for this unit of 2 bedroom, currently the rental goes to 2,500 a month. I think the earliest selling price was around 400 something. So there has been some capital appreciation. But the main exciting point is still the walking distance to commercial area for AraTre itself. So if you think about it, right, if I come here from another state without a car, can I live here? I think so, right? But if you have any commercial needs like grocers, like barbers, like food, like drinking, entertainment, whatsoever, Dana 1 is connected to the project because it's under the same developer. If not, you can actually just walk to Evolve Mall. If not, you can walk to Citta Mall. So it's pretty close by. If you want to go somewhere further, you can always just take the train. Of course, this is not the closest project to the train, but I don't want to be the closest lah. So with this form of layout, you will see there is no corridors at all. Indirectly, whenever somebody opens the door, the person at the dining room can see everything within, including the bathroom as well. So it's a debate, do you want to save up your corridor space, maximize up everything, or you want to use some of the layout to provide certain level of privacy before people getting into their room. So going into the first bedroom, we will have laminated timber floor connected to the facade wall, and this will be the size of the window. Is it an angled one? Yes, it is. So the wall-to-wall width here is 2.6 meters. You can nicely fit in a queen size bed. Your wardrobe will be at the corridor to the room. Then it's not as big, but you have a decent circulation space around the bed. But the main problem then will be these overlooking issues, right? This is your bedroom. So once you wake up, you can already see people hanging out at the balcony looking through. Yeah. Next to that, then this will be the principal bedroom. The wall-to-wall width here is 2.56 meters. It's kind of tight, but you can still squeeze in a king-size bed and have circulation space. Where after putting in a bed, right, you can have bedside tables, you can have a cabinet here, then that will be the window. And because there's a slight nook outside, so it's punctured out into the aircon latch. So like what's the point of having a full-size facade? Might as well you just put up a curb here, then you save money on the window glazing. You sell me cheaper and I don't have to look at the aircon compressor. Anyway, so you have the same issue. The principal bedroom don't even get a nice view. And to think about it, right, the previous bedroom actually has a better view than this one. But overall, the entire unit feels dark because the depth of the unit is very deep. So the lighting from the facade is not going to be able to penetrate through all the way into the kitchen area. Especially if you're at a unit closer to the core, you're very tight with the block next to you, then suddenly you have not enough light. Maybe at the end, the units will feel better, but And this one is not the worst, but not the best lah. Then going through the unit, this will be the principal bathroom. Basin and WC by Sorrento, full height wall tiles with the shower, natural ventilated. You have a window, again no shower screen due to the size. Then within the shower area, you have a very nice compartment to put in your shampoos and stuff. Then a nice floating vanity. There's no cabinet, how I wish they are, but this is really tight. Check it out. Wow, so zhun man. And this is the feeling of every time I open the unit, right? When I open a unit, I will actually see who is in the living and dining room directly. So the debate for this unit type for 757 square feet, it feels very spacious when you come in because the common areas are very nicely laid out. The kitchen to dining and living feels very big, but the ratio of that with the bedrooms, I will argue, I think it's not right lah. How I wish the bedrooms could be given another 15-20% more of the space, it will feel better. Ultimately, it's all restricted by the structural arrangement. Yeah, wasted. Like the principal bedroom don't have enough openings. Even if you have openings on the second bedroom, it's too close to the next block. Then the unit feels dark, especially when we off all the lights, right? So this is the condition when the unit has no light at all, and now it's like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Pretty dark leh. So we are now at the edge of the tower, right? And this unit has like the best experience ever. In terms of common areas, you have this very nice frontage going into the fire escape. How nice if this frontage is actually given to a unit, but yeah. Anyway, here we can see the relationship between Dana 1 and this project. Because it's by the same landowner, that's why you can see seamless connectivity over. Technically, this project's population will hopefully bring up this area. And just now that was the main road going into the Persiaran Lapangan Terbang, and that will be the LRT station already, right at the front end. Or you can actually use the back road going through Evolve to the train station. And here you get the very nice greenery of the golf course. And like you see in lunchtime, right, traffic back to all the highways is already congested because that connects to NKBE, connects to Federal Highway, connects to MPE. So the debate between this layout form of the like a fork, right, will be at this unit. So this is the party wall, this is the party wall. So imagine the boundary of the unit will be a triangle, which is very awkward. We can actually see in the lift plan. So we have these awkward units here, right? And the argument is why not just empty out this one and leverage on the edge instead. So here you have more frontage. So we are now in the facility floor, and I must say all these featured decorated space for lobbies, right, like the main entrance lobby, facilities decks lobby, very nicely done. I appreciate the texture and treatments a lot with the bronze trimming and all. You see the waffle design ceiling, oof, so luxurious. And coming out, you have two sides. This will be the internal side, and we have the kids playground. But when you have a kids playground so close to a water feature, this is a problem. Like this is so dangerous for kids. Next to the playground, then you still have this central water feature next to the gym. And here you will have a central kitchen area. This is very nice. And next to the kitchen area, then this will be the second lift core to Tower A. And you will have a lot of sitting areas next to the water feature as well. So the water features around the facility area is pretty extensive. And there's this jogging path surrounding the facility. So this is done in a combination of the rubber mat for better safety in case you fall. Then you also have a mixture of turfings at the boundary of the facilities deck. Then at the boundary you have for safety, there will be railings that's so high along with landscape treatments. But what's evident here is you can see the structural elements is very extensive as well. all the sheer walls all protruding outwards. Also, there are just a lot of empty spaces like this. Well, this is then the debate between maintenance costs versus beauty. I can do all turfings, I can give you yoga deck or whatsoever, right? But who's going to maintain it? All will need fees, right? Then suddenly this becomes one of the better treatments, because if not, the area is also wasted. Right next to the gym, this will be a Zen garden, right? And it's nicely done up with pebbles, with decorative stones and bamboo, with some central area. Well, within a Zen garden, you will have a very artificial turfing profile. Then you will have the reflexology pathways. A very cool space to have. It's a very different flavor. You don't see this a lot in other projects. But in terms of practicality wise, then it's up for argument. Like, do you actually use this kind of space, or it's just a very nicely decorated waste of space? The swimming pool then sits on an elevated platform where you need to take a stairs up to the swimming pool. And here we can see some outdoor furniture going into the lap pool, and the pool is semi-shaded, which means this is exposed, then there will be part of it that's shaded. And shaded pools, some people like it because even raining days you can actually swim. And the distance between the first unit on top is very close. It's so near. Like whenever conversations that you have around here, upstairs all can hear. Anyway, the pool is pretty nice. You will have the timber-like tiles around, some small sitting areas. Next to that, then this will be the kids pool. This then I really like. Like, it's so extensive, but with the age then I'm not too sure on safety, but you have a very nice slide. Again, it's on an elevated platform. Very cool, very nice. You have a nice deck that is set out in boundary. At the edge to the lap pool, then you will have this free fall water sound, and that masks a lot on the traffic noise on the surrounding. I don't know whether it's intentional or not, but it feels good. It kind of cools down the temperature as well. But for those who are picking units at this level, right, you gotta make sure whether you like water sound. If you are constantly disturbed, you are not a white noise kind of person, then do not pick units very close to the swimming pool. You know, when people go crazy here, you cannot tahan, right? Ooh. So apparently at different floors, you still have different facilities around. So they are actually using the web between the towers to add in flavors and facilities. Very innovative. So looking at the amount of facilities provided for the number of residents, so in total there's like 727 units all together, and the unit that we checked out just now, 787 square feet one, is one of the smallest one already. I think the biggest one is 112 something. So this is meant for youngsters who works around the location, also families, young families with one kid or two young babies lah. And with that in mind, the facilities really does match the profile. Like, the children has a lot of things to play around, but just that the argument of the central water feature, I prefer not to have it, but it cools down, it adds that flavor of luxury to a space. Like, if you walk around here, I think the facilities and the ID treatments for the common areas has surpassed the price of the property. Right, from the entrance, from the lobby, from the lift lobby to the common areas. So when you walk in this area, wow, the unit actually feels okay. So well done, very nice. Just that there are also measures like how I wish the swimming pool is not elevated, how I wish there could be a better use of all the empty space. This is a scenario when they have too much space in the facility deck but don't know what to put in. That's why suddenly you will have a lot of folies or fillers, right? You know, the entire facility deck feels empty. They do so nice for this one, for refuse chamber. Okay, so now we are in the elevated car park, and it's all cement rendered for flooring, flat slab for your structures along with sheer walls. So most of these are tandem, so one unit may have one, but this is considered one, but you can park two cars. The entrance to the lift lobby will be of such. I like this is so safe. So there's a buffer after you come out from the lift lobby, and you have open ventilation to the opening, so you don't need aircon for the lift lobby, and very inclusive of them to provide the ramp. Then coming out from the project, there's this shaded walkway. I think it connects us to Evolve Mall direction, connects us to the LRT's direction as well. But then right outside the road will be this very busy junction. But the pedestrian experience is very delightful. I can see a lot of cars lah, right? Definitely, right? But then the buffer in terms of landscape, in terms of opening before the tower itself is very pleasant. And I really do like these treatments of having this landscape barrier here, so it gives a safe enough distance for safety purposes. Then lighting's very nice and it's short enough so it can shade more in terms of rain and sunlight. And this is the back way coming out. I'm not too sure whether residents can use this or not, but if it's ready, right, residents can use this, then they can directly come in from here. Ooh, it's going to be so convenient. And there's a small gate there that actually residents can actually come out from, and it connects to the commercial area around Evolve Mall. So that's pretty convenient. So residents have 3 options of commercial areas. 1, then Dana 1, then Citta Mall side, which is very cool. And I guess that's all for this episode. It's now time for Sean's Take 3 on 3. But it's raining already. It's raining. The first thing I like will be the design treatments at targeted locations. So when you think of the entire experience of a user of the building, right, it's from the main lobby, entrance lobby, going into the lift lobby, then facilities deck, common areas, then the unit, right? These are all the areas that is full of decorative elements like textures around the wall, leaf with trimmings all around. It's so well done. Like once you come in from the main drop-off, right, immediately you won't feel like you are in a project of this price range. The treatments definitely elevated the perception of value of the property. You come and tell me back then people buy 400 over 1,000, right, or $500,000. Actually, goodbye leh. The second thing will be the location. This is one of the not so popular stuff of Ara Damansara initially, but it has an extra connection to PJ, which a lot of other parts of Ara Damansara don't get to enjoy. So that really adds a different route to exit out of the address. Because if you solely depend on Persiaran Lapangan Terbang, then it's going to be a problem. And part of the benefit of the location also will be in terms of pedestrian experience. You get to enjoy several things. Number one, the very close by commercial areas, like Dana 1 connected via a back door. Second will be the Evolve Mall side where you have also commercials elements around. Third, you can actually walk to Citta Mall. It's like a 10 minutes walk away, but it's still achievable. You can use the beam thing, which is a lot around the street, even if you don't have a car. Plus, walking distance to LRT station. Last of all, I really enjoy the very bold design move of choosing this massing arrangement. Like when you have 3 laid out in a web or a claw layout, right, you save the number of cores required. Suddenly you have 2 cores serving 3 towers instead of 3 cores serving 3 towers. Then you get to leverage on the emergency breakdowns of lift just in case, right? You can always use the other one. And then you have all the targeted areas within the core area itself. It's way easier to design. And with such arrangement, you kind of camouflage the feeling of density. Like you won't feel that this has 720 over units all together in this 2.6 acres piece of land. You feel very spacious around, especially within the common areas. The amount of canvas space for the developer is so high. I think they run out of ideas to fill up the spaces. So they just decorate really nicely for no reasons. Yeah, that's what I think. Like you look into the spaces, right? It could be so useful, but what else to put without compromising or increasing the maintenance fees? And that is the first thing I don't like, which is the efficiency of space. You just really realize that the spaces are in abundance, especially in the common areas. Like after the entrance lobby, right, you will see a lot of empty spaces. Don't know for what, man. Like you look into the retail spaces downstairs, now there's a Bila Mart. That's about it. Then you can see the walkway that is so wide, all tiled up for what? I don't know. Then when you go into the facilities deck as well, you can see ample amount of space. Even using it decorated as a Zen garden, still have so much unused space. And since they are already using the slab to cover the car park below, might as well just penetrate up, right? But because of that layout, suddenly within those empty spaces, right, the structural elements becomes very, very obvious. They are chunky, we understand why. But when you have those all laid together in an arrangement like that, then yeah, it looks very intimidating. And because of such layout type, then you will have this very weird corner at the edge. And if you look into the auction market, those are the units that are being auctioned all the time. The normal standard rectangular units, right, I think it's pretty value for money if you got it earlier phase or you got it via bulk purchase or whatsoever, right? In terms of treatments, very nice, but this has to do with the design decision of making the form like this. And with this comes the second problem as well, the overlooking issue. Especially when you pick units very close to the core, you are very close to the adjacent blocks unit. And when we see the unit that we visited, you open up the bedroom, it's immediately, you can technically chit-chat with the neighbor across the balcony. Also, in continuation of this element, right, you can see within the areas, within the cores, right, within the lift lobby of these towers, you have a lot of overlooking issues. You will have a lot of very wide spaces but don't know for what issues. You will have a service area that is so wide but important spaces that are so narrow. And that's the third thing. So the bedroom space, right, for this particular layout, the dining and living feels amazing. For 700 over square feet, you technically will not feel that it's 700 over square feet until you walk into the bedroom. So the bedroom suddenly becomes so small and so narrow. Then I would argue the ratio between the open spaces versus the private spaces is not balanced enough. But maybe they inherit the structural elements from the car park below. But how I wish there could be maybe 1 or 2 feet extra to the bedrooms, then everything will feel amazing. Because with the living and dining profile like that, right, it could easily be for a 1000 square feet unit. But this is a 700 over square feet units, right? It feels nice until you step into the bedroom. And last of all, something that I don't understand will be the amount of crowd that drives the commercial area around. Like, if you think about convenience, it's there. You think about population, here is a lot of people. Like the office tower, you can constantly see people around the facility deck, people taking Grab, waiting for Grab or whatsoever, right? A lot of people. Then you can see traffic jam at the congestion already at 2-3 o'clock right now. With all those people and connectivity, the commercial area here still suffers a lot. Like not only at Dana 1, that includes the Evolve Mall as well, and I don't know why. I think the only one doing well is Citta Mall, and that's not like very prosperous also lah. So hopefully that will change. But also something to take note, surrounding this area will have a lot of brand new developments. Yeah, so that's the last point to take. And I guess that's all for this project. Do I like this project? For its price, it's a very good buy, because after traveling the spaces, walk into the unit, right, only the bedroom was not up to par. The rest is all very pleasant. And to come to think about the prices, if you have bought below whatever listing price today, right, congratulations. And rental seems healthy in a location that is so connected, that is so populated, so convenient in terms of pedestrian experience, car experience. Yeah, I think it's a very solid project. And I think that's all for this episode. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.